rooms because of the whole echo situation.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
about
we're
right,
live.
though. But hey, we're back on the air, and despite things getting dicey, we're here to deliver you a show. Welcome back, everyone, to the next episode of the Furry Raiders podcast. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and by some crazy miracle, Avira has made it.
Ugh, by some crazy miracle. Yes, I was very concerned earlier. I was having some technical issues. But yes, I am here. Thank you very much, Cross. Big shout out to you. Amazing.
Oh, and please do introduce yourself.
Huh?
Oh, right? Just say hi.
I'm the miracle.
Hey guys, it's
Very,
me, Phil
very
the Hedgehog.
Yes,
That
he
is
the
very
miracle.
understated. But anyway, it's because this was so crazy. Our last host for today is Mikhail.
Hello.
It's good to have you all back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Crazy circumstances call for crazy things, but you know what? Here we are. So, shall we begin then? Today is what day exactly in the calendar?
Good Friday. Well, according to some people, out here in the West, at least it's Saturday.
Yes, it is the Easter season. And let us not forget why it exists, indeed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because something tragic happened, as we all know.
Yeah, that led up to it too. Quite well. The great tragedy that surrounded it, though, is actually a miracle in truth. So, the topic here that we're going to go right now to is quite the tragedy. By now, you have all heard that the cathedral at Notre Dame has gone ablaze.
Mm-hmm.
For some weird reason.
Indeed, it has. Now,
And not only that, but other churches have also been burning as well, because a month prior, I think one of the other main cathedrals burned in France.
this year,
But
875 churches have been attacked in various ways. But when it comes to the Notre Dame, it began construction in 1163 AD and finished construction in 1345. The spire was added in the late 19th century.
So
very fascinating stuff.
So it also completed construction in 1345. 2 days
Yes.
before the Black Death ravaged through Europe.
Which is weird.
Well, that's coincidental, I would
perhaps
imagine.
it isn't, though. But sometimes you learn some events aren't coincidental and have a purpose, though. But
yes.
Look, at the end of the day, though, it's quite tragic that over 800 years of human and European and civilizational history has literally just gone in a fire.
Well, more or less. Yeah, the entire roof collapsed. Of course, we all saw that, but they were able to save some precious artifacts.
Oh yeah, they did.
And there's some very interesting things. I don't know if you guys knew this, but the alleged crown of thorns that Jesus wore during his crucifixion was at Notre Dame, and they saved it.
Yeah, freaking! I think I've heard the firefighters are actually going in there, start forming a human chain to get the precious artifacts out.
Yeah, I mean, we can't lose that kind of history.
It's like this is the one thing that we can't lose.
Even the weird thing is too that a lot of people some group of people really want that type of history destroyed.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute, but at the end of the day, yes, the important thing is all the artifacts of Notre Dame have indeed been saved. The crown of thorns is saved, and a lot, yes.
And that's a miracle in itself, considering how fast this fire spread.
The treasure of the cathedral is intact. The holy sacraments, the works of art. I mean, yes, there's quite a bit of artwork that's gone.
But hey, everybody was cheering at the firefighters, 1, because they helped save the artifacts, and 2, after the fire was put out, pretty much every Christian wanted to kiss them at that point.
Yeah, God bless him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no one died in this fire, thankfully. It's crazy.
Thankfully, indeed.
This parish statistically has about over 500,000 attendings. And
Also,
well, it
oh,
does. I mean, like they're a part of that parish now. Not everybody goes to church on every single Sunday, but that's what the stats say. But
but
this
also,
happened. The fire happened after everybody had left, more or less. So there wasn't really anyone inside at the time. And there was a few people, but everyone got out.
yes, but how long was the fire burning for again? How long, you
Probably
know?
around 8 hours, at least. Maybe, yeah, around 8, I would say. It took a while because they did not have the means to put out fires that were so high on the roof.
Oh, do
Now,
tell.
I shall. Notre Dame was actually the tallest building in Paris for several centuries until the Eiffel Tower was erected
Mm,
in the 1800s. So for a very long time, this was one of the largest buildings in the entire city that kind of overlooked Paris on Isle des Cités on the Seine River. Or the River
mm-hmm.
Seine, or however you want to pronounce it. I'm not
Well,
very good at French.
Also, I think I remember sometime during like the French Revolution, the cathedral was actually damaged a bit, but it got repaired afterwards once the Republic was formed.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been through a lot. The
So,
Revolution, World Wars, bombings, everything.
even so, the
Okay.
cathedral too, right? Notre Dame.
But
They're,
look,
they're saying it can be saved.
Yeah,
For the
that's a
most
good part. Yeah, it's a good part of it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
like the structure was fine. It really just, I guess, it would just be the roof. Most of it was
there's,
on the renovations and things like that, anyway.
but
But
while
yeah, I
we're
mean, you look at
going,
the building now. Like the building is still standing. There's just parts of it that collapsed, but it's by no means damaged beyond repair.
Yeah,
yeah,
thankfully, most of it
Thankfully.
was stone.
and it is indeed
Stone.
repairable too. But speaking of repairing and rebuilding Notre Dame, yeah, you would never have to, you'd never have to stand for something like as crazy as what the Rolling Stone even suggested how they rebuild the Notre Dame.
How should France rebuild Notre Dame?
Well,
Oh,
you probably
really
start by
now?
hiring a contractor.
Well, no, that's I mean, look, the logical ways to do, is to use contractors and so forth. But the thing is, it goes much deeper than that because the Notre Dame is a symbol of France. It is literally, there is just something special about it that,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. One of the most visited places on Earth. One of the most major tourist attractions. I mean, like Notre Dame is like one of the most famous buildings there is.
The 800-year-old monument in Paris.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Right. But the thing is, too, they like Rolling Stone unfortunately disagrees that if they tried rebuilding it in the same kind of structure, they'd repeat the same they're going mistake.
Well, you
some
have to figure out what started the fire in order to determine whether or not it would be the same mistake.
Exactly. If it was arson or not. If it was like
I
some
don't
sort of
think it was
malfunction.
arson. I think probably what it was because of how much renovation was on it. There was probably a piece of equipment that malfunctioned or something, and it just sparked.
True.
There's
That's
quite a lot of
more than likely. That's probably what it was.
There's
I
a lot of
agree.
talk
No.
about it too, like.
Even all the charred, the burnt wood on the floor kind of does remind me a bit of Flux Paint, as I've noted in the comments section.
Yes. Shit meme dank post is saying repair it with flex tape. Yeah, that'll do it.
There's an idea.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're the contractor. You start tomorrow.
Yeah, right? You're hired.
On the bright side,
Ah.
at least if the cause of fire was electrical, with Flux Tape, since it's rubber, at least it would stop the electrical conduction to the dome where it got a fire, right? No.
Well, it would smell like shit.
Ugh.
Probably.
Yeah,
You
Well,
ever smell burning
totally.
rubber? It's not a pleasant smell.
Oh, I would imagine.
Mm-mm.
JB Weld.
That's even worse.
Yeah,
That's
but
plastic.
the end of the day, though, we're going to touch on a little controversial topic because now everybody is literally going on about what if the cathedral was reconstructed in that ancient, architectural style that made it the symbol that it is today,
Then a
and
lot of
and
people will be
removed all
pissed
kinds
off.
of, you know,
Yeah, but can you rebuild it in that fashion? Is there anybody that knows how to how to build buildings like that anymore?
Not stonemasonry, really. I mean, here's the thing: like this cathedral was built over the course of roughly 300 years. So there were generations of people. Fathers taught their sons how to masonry, and entire families worked on this thing, on the arches, on the facade, everything. So it's kind of a lost art, really. Like this is a classic Gothic cathedral.
Yes.
It's very difficult to find that kind of a skill.
Maybe
Mhm.
over in Europe it's still over there just because of how just normal everyday buildings are, because it's a lot different than the United States. Because they still use concrete and things like that. But I don't know if you could rebuild it to what it was.
I mean,
don't know.
the same structure, the same layout. It is very much possible. Maybe they
Well,
might
I
have a
mean-
few modern features, but look, it needs its heart, it needs its soul, it needs that something that makes it unique.
Yeah, you just
Yes.
it's find somebody that can do it. That's the thing. I think
Well,
that's what the
yeah.
struggle's going to be, finding somebody that actually knows how to construct buildings like that.
And if it even would be similar to what it used to be, which is the important part.
But
Sure,
at the
nowadays
end
we
of the
got.
day,
I mean, I was going to say that sure nowadays you got, let's say, much different methods of building stuff and everything that, in a way, could be applied to whatever the case would be, but it would have to take like a very, very long time to see how it all works out.
it's funny, like on a little similar note, that they've also launched a design competition to try and come up with a new design for the Notre Dame.
Did they really?
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Oh, no, did
Oh,
somebody submitted?
no.
I'm guessing that somebody submitted a mosque just to
No.
troll people.
Look,
Oh
the
Yes,
most
of course
no!
popular
they would.
picture I have ever seen thus far is literally Notre Dame, but in brutalist reconstruction.
What?
Oh,
Look, I'll show
In
you
what?
I will show you. I will show you this to you though.
Oh,
they
that's
have-
more. I don't know. What's it gonna look like?
Notre
What the
Dame, but in
fuck?
brutalist reconstruction.
Yep.
What the
modern
fuck is that?
architecture. Oh,
That
good
looks like
lord.
vomit. That looks like vomit.
I
That's
mean, it's
easily
pretty
the
funny.
dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Obviously, it's some kind of a troll, but it's so funny.
It looks bad in
But
so many
yes,
ways.
it is.
Even
Look,
for a
the
modern
thing
day
is,
skyscraper, that's
Looks
gross.
horrible.
Why?
It
anyway,
looks
but
horrible. I hate it.
Yes. Well, at least it's not like Islamic minarets on top
oh
of it.
no. Look, the thing is, they want. Rolling Stone had made no secret that they claim that being French and all that is different now, and that they can de-Christianize the Notre Dame.
No, you can't. Nope.
Oh, really now?
Liars. Rolling Stone are liars.
Oh, God.
How do you de-Christianize the Notre Dame? I mean, like, really? What the heck is wrong with these people?
That's like de-Islamifying whatever Mecca. I don't know if de-Islamifying is an actual term, but that's like saying, yeah, Mecca's not an Islamic thing anymore. Like, doesn't work.
Yeah, it's for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Hey.
All the Jews and Christians and Buddhists can go to Mecca now. It's not a Muslim country.
Yeah,
or
it is. Look,
city.
it is a church, and people are going to really. They're going to go. The French are going to go ape if anything
Oh, yeah.
otherwise. But
Not only is it a symbol of religion, Christianity, and all that, but it's also a very big national symbol for France too. It
Of
gives
course.
a cultural value to it, and
Yes.
like replacing it with something else. Are you fucking mental?
I mean, Macron might be.
I don't know. He may be saying it to stay relevant, but hey. Anyway, though, just
Oh.
as a descriptor of the brutalist, Notre Dame, it looks like a dystopian office complex.
Well,
According to red.
Right? Like
You're not
if
He's not
wrong in
wrong.
that.
took over-
He's not wrong. But hey,
Wait.
what is it?
Says Theos Gash said something. An Islamist was arrested a few days before the burning of Notre Dame for planning an attack on Notre Dame.
I mean,
Well, yeah, that's
Hmm.
that's
but
pretty
that sort of thing
incriminating.
is not. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not. Oh, you can't talk about that. Like, you know how many times Fox News had to censor twice, like cut the call twice when somebody suggested that the burning was intentional.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people still suspect, so
I honestly
a lot
don't
of
think
people
it
are
was
also
intentional.
not taking chances, nonetheless.
What was that, Cross?
I said I honestly do not think it was intentional. I think it's like I said before. It's probably because of all the renovations it was going under. Somebody wasn't paying attention and left something around that shouldn't have been around, and it just sparked. Or there was. I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about construction like that. So I don't know if it could have been like a malfunctioning piece of equipment, or if it was just something that was laying out in the open and then somehow it started a fire. I don't think it was intentional. I think it was accidental.
I
It's,
think it,
there's
I
there's
a
think
all
it was.
sorts of
possibility.
ideas being thrown around at the moment, though. But we'll have to get to the. I know. I'm willing to wait to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, if you saw the images of the church burning, there was scaffolding across the entire building. They were doing massive renovations, especially like on the roof and stuff. Because it's like older wood and they're trying to replace some stuff. So
Because
yeah,
bugs
I
and
think it was
termites like
probably...
to eat wood.
Yeah, especially when you're dealing with a building like that's older like that. Like, I'm sure it was, they did regular maintenance and upkeep on it, but when you're talking about renovating something, you're getting down to the structure. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
it probably
things can go
was an
wrong.
accident.
Yeah. But
who knows what could have been up there? Like they could have been maybe All right, so this happened at my school once. There was a fire on the roof of my school. What happened was they were doing renovations on the roof. They had like this tar machine, and it exploded.
Oh,
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
basically they
came...
were trying to waterproof the ceiling, and they had like this tar machine. They're like putting tar over like the ceiling of the entire school, and one day it just exploded, and it was black smoke everywhere, and the fire was pretty bad. And tar is when it's wet and stuff, it's very flammable. So I'm
so
not
is the
sure
smell
exactly.
too.
Oh yeah, that was gross.
But
that was a big deal.
But anyway, just before we move on, Inu came up with this thing in that comment. What a shame if the fire was due to someone Samsung Galaxy S9 or their vape mod battery exploding. Dude, what about the old Note 2? Oh god.
That's realistic. Yeah, I relate.
But yeah, it's all just open up in the air. But hey.
And Sparky says some Islamists celebrated it.
Yeah, but just as a quick note to
Wow.
it, yeah, that's true. And
Yeah,
all they were
that's
saying
actually
was,
true. They were celebrating it, and it was very sickening.
Yeah, they were saying like Allah is grand, and
oh really?
Yeah, but you know what I find interesting about that is that people say, "Oh, an Islamist is celebrating the burning of a church," but meanwhile, you have mosques over in Iraq and shit that are getting blown up and shot at and shit, and like there's people in this country that are like, "Oh yeah, that's great, get rid of all of them." Like you have that,
true.
You have that both ways, so you can't.
You have that divide.
Yeah, you can't say, "Oh yeah, it's an Islamist thing." They're celebrating the burning of a church. No, there's people over here that celebrate the destruction of mosques and temples and shit like that too. So
it's got to be fair, and it's just best, But at the end of the day, yeah.
What I do find interesting is that there was somebody that was caught bringing gasoline jugs into the St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York.
I heard about that. Yeah,
I read that
it's very suspect. And he also apparently became a teacher for it or something like in the.
Yeah, something. I didn't really read too much into it, but I know I saw that. I was like,
it's suspect though, and there's something bigger going on, and I'd like to say in the closing statement. But so with that said, I think we will be ready to move on to the next item of the show,
which will be the PlayStation platform, correct?
Sony in general, that is true, because PlayStation 5 specs have indeed been revealed.
I can't believe this is a thing.
8K, 3D audio, SSD, and backwards compatibility. Okay, that's good.
And in this soon too, in 2019. No, but Yeah.
Ooh.
From the look of things, yeah, I mean, they're
Collectible
really going
gear.
all out for things that nobody really ever has or uses a lot. Like 8K, never heard of anybody who uses it.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
I
Now,
don't think it even
8K?
exists.
Do we really need 8K? I mean, like, does the human eye even like comprehend that kind of a
I mean, look, if you wanted to game
detail?
if you wanted to game at a movie theater using the big screen,
I'm
Good
pretty
lord.
sure. I'm pretty sure there's some billionaires with TVs that big that actually do that. I would imagine.
yeah.
It's probably new
But-
technology that'll be affordable for us in 3 years, just like 4K was.
Or maybe a
even like
decade.
HD TVs. Like my mother had actually I think it's still the same TV. It's like a 52-inch screen, like HD TV that she spent several grand on like when it first came out. Now you can go buy a 52-inch 4K HD TV for like nothing.
Wow.
Right. They want to pioneer the future, but not sure if it's the best way to go about it. It's really a long-term a long-term future-proofing solution. Like no doubt about it too.
Indeed.
This is very strange to me. I mean, couldn't they like name it something else? I mean, like the PlayStation 5. I mean, like
Look,
what
the
heck?
thing
Like,
is, at
when is it
least
gonna stop?
look. At least they have no strange naming schemes like the Xbox has. They're consistent.
Yeah, but like at least they tried to make it a little bit different. It's like the PlayStation.
Look,
Oh,
it's all in the
jeez.
design and the thing. But you know what I was thinking about though? What I was quite weird about? No backwards compatibility with PS4 titles. Which
And just that.
look, I mean, PS3 had no finger because they switched to Blu-ray. PS4, I don't know why they couldn't run PS3 titles again. And just now,
I think they just chose not to.
yeah.
I mean, is it going to be that much?
Yeah. But at least you know what though, there's a point. One of the live comments say like, remember PS3, pioneered the Blu-ray. People eventually followed. Now PS5 wants to do 8K. They'll eventually follow.
Good lord.
But at the end of the day, though, like I don't know if this is this really the thing that where gaming is headed.
What, like constant sequels?
Well, don't forget, consoles are not like computers. You can't rip them apart and put in better, hardware in them. You can't rip apart a PS4 and throw in a better graphics card or throw in a bigger power supply and say, okay, now we can do all these things with 8K. It's like you're gonna have to build something better.
Yes. I mean,
Like
you
with
get what you
like
pay
with a
for.
PC, you can rip out the power supply, you can rip out the graphics card, you can rip out the sound card, you can do all these things, but with consoles you can't do it. So that's why they have to come out with a new one every 5 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, I have a PS3 now. I remember when the PS4 came out, and I was like, "Wow, that's so super futuristic." But now we got the PS5. I mean, like, how different is it really gonna be? Like, it just seems like it's just upgraded a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
sure, it
a
doubles.
solid
Well,
state
that's
drive for fast booting and so forth.
Hmm.
But on that little, just to put an aside though, you know what? Just as the competition is coming out with Xbox One S all digital, acronymed SAD.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the one where it's like a discless console,
Yes.
right?
Discless.
Yeah.
I
They
hate discless so much.
It's like they wanted to try and copy the Steam box or something, and with only games from the Xbox, from the Microsoft Store. And this is what you get.
It's coming. It's gonna eventually be everything is gonna be digital.
Fuck me.
The days of an actual hard copy disc game. I mean, look at like music CDs. I mean, you could still go out and get them, but nobody really makes them because you just buy you buy music digitally now.
Yeah, nobody uses CDs, and we just download them, and we just have
Even modern day cars, like cars that are being built now, they don't have CD players in them. They just have a USB port for your iPod or whatever. Now someone just puts it right to your phone. Like there's cars that are being built without CD players. It's just the way it is. Everything's moving digital, which is nothing wrong with it. It's just it's something that we have to adapt to.
It's a natural progression. We understand.
I
As
think,
long as there's no Skynet involved, then we're all good.
Yes, but like, can I speak, for a little bit on that case and the downside of it? Because sure, I get, that discless, could have played every time and whatnot, right? But problem is, we have some platform like Epic Games, which you cannot play games offline for one, and for two, if someone actually breaks into your account and fucks everything up, well, guess what? You're fucked. There might not be even any way to help out as well.
Something they've got to work on for sure.
Exactly. I think personally we're all too primitive, to be delving into that stuff
I've had
so
problems with my
soon.
Xbox account with digital games and things like that. You just call up their support team and they fix it for you.
But the problem is if their support team, ask for like I don't know, your credit card, you don't have anything right now, and that kind of stuff, right? Or hey, you might call someone up who say they might be, like from the team support, but hey, they might just run off with your account and your credit card
Dude,
number.
don't-
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
People don't do that. People
Let's
that
not
work
be
for companies
freaking
like that don't
nihilistic
do
on that stuff.
Oh, I am a nihilist.
Dude, you need something better than that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Because the Sony thing has also got a lot. There's a lot that's happening too, and you know what? They've been under this road. Everyone now knows that they've
What
been
the
under this
fuck?
road with censorship. Sony
They're
says
now-
yes. Yeah.
Oh, this is funny. This is really funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
and one of the
And the
main
funny
reasons.
thing is, so as you go down, you'll see basically how freaking the Nintendo Switch is actually still sticking to the age requirement standard. They're
Yeah.
still going to show boobs and violence and all that, but PlayStation 4, no. If you scroll down, you'll see that sunlight is covering their boobs.
Well, one of the main
And
reasons
what's the
why
problem on that?
Right there. See?
Yeah, and you know why? Because one of the executives said it's because of the rise of the Me Too movement and that this is demeaning to women or something. Now, correct me if I'm
Get
wrong, but I thought
fucked.
feminists were supposed to be sex positive and they wanted to show off their bodies. So what's wrong with this?
Look, they said Sony is
So I'm
basically
guessing
saying,
Grand Theft
remember,
Auto's
like
not gonna be
on the
that
headline,
responsible.
Sony did this to protect children, quote unquote.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
So don't let kids buy mature games. I mean, where are your parents? Seriously.
Even so,
And,
with all the
well,
little
here,
kids playing
that's
Grand
also-
Theft
but
Auto and
that's-
Call of Duty and that kind of stuff.
But that's the thing, though. Like the parents, they spoil their kids rotten, and then when they go freaking and play, they do stuff and they from games and all that, start talking, saying stuff that they don't want them to hear. It's like they lose their shit and they go complain to the game developers about it. It's like, but you bought the game for them in the first place.
Yeah, but it's a lot different now too. Because I think I was maybe 12 years old when I got my mother bought me Grand Theft Auto 3.
I
also grew up in the time where if I said something that my mother didn't like, she smacked the living crap out of me. So
Ouch.
I always made sure that I didn't say things like that because I did not want to get smacked. So, and then, I still did it, and I would get smacked, and I would wonder why bad things happen to good people, but,
You're there.
that was
But-
not very smart, but,
I remember too. I mean, I was playing Grand Theft Auto games as a teenager as well.
I was playing I played Grand Theft Auto Vice City when I was 8 years old.
8?
Yes, so were the kids when I was in primary school.
Yeah.
We were playing Grand Theft Auto.
What the heck?
It's
You
because my
guys.
mom was like, well, as long as you don't do anything in the game, or as long as I don't get a phone call from the school about anything funny, it's all good.
everybody
long as
plays
it
shooting
don't-
games. One of the first video games I ever
But hey,
played,
it's
I remember
The way
it
the
was
way
on the
the
PC. There was
my
this
mom
game
actually
called,
saw that it was actually kind of helping me with my stress, so she's like, okay, as long as he's taking you out on the game, it's all good.
one of the first video games I ever played was a game called G Police on the PC, and what you did, you flew like a futuristic helicopter kind of thing, and you shot people with it. Like, I was probably 6 or 7 years old. Like, it was a game. We knew it was a game. We knew it wasn't real. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, that's getting lost in the
That's
translation.
something
these
that they've
days.
kind of lost touch with as well.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
It's crazy, how sensitive people are nowadays. Like,
and also irresponsible people, like ruining
Well,
it
that
for the more responsible people.
they're like, oh well, violent video games, They cause school shootings. No, bullshit.
Yeah,
Nobody-
I never once shot up a school with all the
Yeah.
video
Me
games.
neither.
Yeah, me neither. It's a lot
Me
of
neither.
bullshit.
It's almost like therapy too. Like, let's say if you do have violent tendencies, you can take it out on, NPCs and shit.
Yeah,
In
they're
game.
they're a very good stress reliever too.
Yeah, you can take it out on NPCs.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
You
yeah,
know what I
let's
meant.
not
The
know that
new
Okay.
we do not
application
advocate
where
for
I
avoid
this in the real
NPC.
world.
boy.
I'm just
Oh, boy.
joking. I'm
But
just.
Well, yeah. Fuck the NPCs. Whatever.
but
You're cold.
man,
Perhaps.
that went brutal.
Anyways.
There's still a little bit more to the story as well because the censorship row is also costing Japanese developers a lot of money.
True.
Like, first you have you made the effort. Like, I mean, when the whole Sony is censoring boobs came out, though, like they have to make the effort. They have to pay the animators to censor them off.
Oh,
Yeah.
someone brought up a good post. Shit meme dank post. Actually, NPCs take it out on you.
Oof.
Yeah, true.
I
Oh,
bet
I'll
Grand
go
Theft Auto
bad.
know that that's true.
That is
Oh,
true in the real world. That's good. That is good.
touche.
Also, not to mention as well too, like all these people who say that boobs in a video game character is the meaning for a real life woman, yada yada yada. I think that comes from a certain crowd that is not a consumer of a product and only wants to
Precisely.
see. Yeah, they just want to just destroy the product for their own pleasure.
Precisely.
It's also very hypocritical, because like I said before, feminists, like, they typically want, to be sex positive and show off our bodies and whatever. Women are not objects, and they want to present themselves and whatnot. So I don't know why they have a problem with this. Don't they want to be appealing and attractive?
The
Well,
problem now is that they've
yeah.
ruined beauty standards. We all know that.
Also,
Well,
Avira, the reason to
yeah.
that is because, well, that's because of a movement that it always eats itself.
Like, yeah, it's I
Yeah.
don't know. Look, the problem also stemmed when Sony also headquartered themselves in California and adopted Californian values, not Nintendo's system. So it's like, you know what, and I guess
And if you read it further into in the article, for the PlayStation 4, it's like, so far Nintendo has kept to their word, only enforcing developers to abide by the regional regulatory rules set up by the ratings board.
Mhm.
For instance, the re-release of the 1995 Sega Saturn game Super Real Mahon PV had a nipple slip in the Nintendo Switch version that didn't comply with Japan's Zero system. Zero and Nintendo informed the developer Mighty Craft about the issue, and they proceeded to fix it. So long as developers abide by the rules of ESRB, PEGI, or Zero, Nintendo won't interfere.
Wait,
Sony, on the other hand, will interfere and is not afraid to ban games even if they don't contain sex, and even if they do abide by the regional ratings board, such as Richard Lewin's Super Seducer, which Sony banned last year from appearing on PlayStation 4 following complaints from feminists.
Oh my!
There's
why do they
economic
give in?
consequences to things like this too. Like, people don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I guess
Why-
the popular opinion or like violent games. Like, let's say they went ahead and banned all of the violent video games that are out there. Well, you just killed
People lose their shit.
Rockstar, you just killed EA Games, you just killed Activision, you just killed Epic Games. Like, you're putting a lot of companies out of business, and the millions of people that work for them.
And
Yeah.
all the lot of
There
cash
you
money
go.
we had waste.
Yeah,
It
get
is.
woke, go broke.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Over something that can be easily controlled.
hmm But you know what? Just as a little ending note, no. It's funny. Like, Sony has now become the Nintendo of old, and Nintendo has become the Sony of old, and we've literally gone 2 decades back.
The switch of positions.
Funny how that works, right?
kind of reminds me of the Democrat and Republican Party in America.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah. How they totally switched.
Yeah, that's technically
Yeah.
not correct.
No, yes,
Also,
well, I mean,
Ninten-
technically not, but like from a perspective, for people that are not very informed, that's what it would seem like, because the left is the party of now censorship
But
and
yeah, well,
purity. Now, I'm not going to get into it. Never mind.
Yeah.
yeah,
Good
I
choice.
think it's probably yeah.
I
Probably best
mean,
we
I
left
just
it
want
at the whole, Sony and Nintendo analogy.
yeah, actually, right now, I just want me some Lucario booty, if you know what I mean.
Well, at least Nintendo's Nintendo's just only going to get uppity at you if you run emulators. That's all. But that's
Okay.
neither here nor there. Anyway, I think that's kind of just gone through the course. Our next item of the show shall be.
Tell us.
Well, here you go.
What the fuck?
Sophia
What is
Lil.
that?
Library collections continue to promote and proliferate whiteness with their very existence.
Look at
Huh?
that! Look at that smile. That smile just. Can someone make like a doom noise like that's what I'm hearing for that smile.
I mean, look, they could have chosen a less flattering picture for dramatic effect. They could.
She looks like a
Yeah,
demon.
she looks pretty happy with the existence of libraries.
No, she's
She
just
looks
very
demon.
smug. She's arrogant.
But the thing is, though, it's like the only thing she whined about is freaking library. Is the what's she whining about? Is the concept of library just white? Is the concept of freaking, books?
Is the concept of books white? What? What am I missing?
What says library?
If
Yeah.
libraries are a problem, then don't work in a fucking library. It's easy as that.
Okay, her whole position is that she thinks that libraries represent white thought because a lot of the authors happen to be white people.
Right.
That's it.
Precisely.
Now,
Well,
is this not
The thing is,
most
though, is that we're very
racist
good at
thing?
keeping records, though.
This, on the same
But how-
token, go on.
How racist is this? Imagine if you replace the word white with black, or anything. I mean, this is sick. Why is this allowed to be a thing?
Is, remember, what about the dingos as well? Like, if she's complaining about libraries, what about non-white libraries, like the Great Library of Alexandria?
True.
There's a bunch. There's a bunch all over
Wasn't,
the. She's complaining that in, I guess, Western civilization, her name is Sophia Leong. I believe she's Asian or something.
Yeah,
But for some reason, she just doesn't like the fact that a lot of authors of books in libraries happen to be white. And that's pretty damn racist, if you ask me.
like the thing, it's just the same old, right? And
Hating white people is a popular opinion. That's what it comes down to.
People just do that for attention. That's what they want.
That's it.
I mean,
it's
it's
like
not
the
Dr.
thing-
Phil would say. I mean, as Dr. Phil would say, narcissistic bitch.
Seriously, this is really messed up. It's going to lead to things like book burnings.
no, this
Yeah,
is
I'm
no.
pretty sure,
It's a woke. It's just a woke take as well. It's indicative as well. Like this kind of carries over, to colleges because they're basically, colleges in the US, at least from what I hear, have basically made it a popular pastime to basically ban philosophy books from white authors.
Yep.
Oh, really now?
Yeah.
What's this now? Like the Nazi book burning?
No, imagine trying to think, imagine trying to teach philosophy from only a very narrow range of authors just because you don't like
Probably be
Right.
something among the ranges of like Karl Marx or something.
I
It
don't
wasn't
think he
Karl
was
Marx
white.
or white.
He's the
Oh.
only white guy that they like.
right, but
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Let
gets a
that sink in
pass
for
for
a bit.
them.
This
Yeah,
is
but-
Yeah, let
very
that
dumb.
sink in.
I mean, the fact that this is even an article and this woman is not being, ostracized or called out because of it. Now, certainly there
But
were some
rather
people
promoted.
who were mad at her for this. Thankfully, some people are not completely brain dead. If you read further in the article, there are some tweets that respond to her saying, "Wow, what the hell's wrong with you?" Rightfully so. She's blatantly racist. It's disgusting. It's crazy.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, though, people like these are. This is going to drive people to literally go out there and become archivists.
How do you tell?
Look, the fact
People hoarding the
it doesn't
illegal
matter if
books,
you're
per
going to
se.
try and hoard all the hardcovers or all the paperbacks of a certain author or like ebooks.
Mhm. Well, I mean, well, here's the thing, though. We're already archiving tweets and information, or just opinions that are not so popular. You know, it's just like we're already starting with archiving stuff.
Yeah.
This is
And-
more like a destruction of history, though. Destruction of
it-
knowledge.
It is.
Mm.
It is. That's what kind of boils it down as well.
Those who destroy history are condemned to repeat it. Just like the Nazi book burning, for one.
Yeah.
And not to mention too that, and the same kind of token, you know, they're gonna limit, you know, people's access to it because the ideas from from authors of the past maybe scare them. Just by being on the shelf. It's just,
And she's not banned from Twitter yet. This is mind blowing.
hey, but the fact is though,
Twitter.
if she doesn't want to work in the library, she can just learn to code.
Well, true.
Oh,
Also, oof.
Big oof.
But look, look, they forget what the purpose of a library is. You know, to care for, because books they are entrusted to the care of the library for use, for learning, for archival, and well,
yeah.
And a library is a place of reading and learning, not protesting like that guy. This is a library.
I mean, yeah, it's a general preservation of knowledge and history. You know, that's basically the whole idea. And now she's like, oh well, okay. One of the things she said in her tweet, actually, she wrote a 6-point article. One of her quotes was, "There are too many white male ideas in these books. Too many
The hell
white
does that
male
mean?
ideas."
like what race exclusively holds the monopoly to come up with an idea?
Apparently,
The
white
hell?
males for some reason. I guess who the hell knows? These people are off their rocker.
They always been.
Well,
It is fucking bonkers, man.
and we're not the freaking guys who mainly invented everything. I mean, look at the Chinese. They invented everything back in the day.
They invented
Gunpowder,
paper. They invented gunpowder.
masonry, or not
Yeah.
masonry. It was block printing. Yeah, block printing they used. So they
Yeah.
were printing things.
Yeah, they also invented the compass, you know, for navigation. They had very very advanced. But
Right.
yeah, I mean,
So
all
there you
people of
go.
different
So there you
cultures-
go. Lu Feng or whatever your name is.
Yeah, but like all people of different cultures invent certain things that help the greater humanity. Why is it okay to single out white males
Yeah,
as being
exactly.
problematic? You
But
know, like
So
does that make sense?
Sophia Louie, you can basically chill because you have plenty of things to be proud with your Asian heritage.
But the fact is,
True.
though, like, imagine if what she wanted basically just went broke just because they got woke, and a library that exclusively holds no white male authors.
Good luck with that.
So that would basically be like a closet, I'm guessing.
Oof.
A couple little bookshelves here and there, maybe. Maybe some stone tablets. That'd be nice.
I mean, hey, as long as we could basically build a pyramid out of it, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Let's start how, you know, from scratch, how to, you know, how they did in ancient times.
Like seriously though, like who cares what the hell race the person was that wrote a particular book? Like who the hell cares? Why is she singling out, oh, white male ideas? It's bad. Wwhy?
Mm.
Why?
But, yeah.
Is she just hateful? Is she just a hateful, terrible, bigoted person? Yeah. Yeah, she is.
Mhm.
Ah, man.
But at the end of the day, though, like, ooh, oh yeah, we'll get some of the good live comments later down the line.
This cabbage
There's a
trail
guy
is delicious.
racially segregating books.
Yeah,
right. Pretty much. It seems like that's what she wants.
That's a lot asked. Where can I read my comic books? In a library, as long as you don't get chased out for being too loud and says, "This is library."
Or being too
Or
white
anywhere.
in that case.
Hey, but at least, hey, we're not at the stage, you know, where or are we? Like, you know, a comic book library with, you know,
Is it
One of
gonna
the-
come down to the point where like we have the black section of the library, the feminist section of the library, the Hispanic side, and all these like little segregated places? Like,
No,
uh,
it's worthless.
really?
It's worthless.
That's crazy.
Nope. But look, at the end of the day, though, but you know what? Back to the comments. I do want to see a comic book library.
Ooh.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be cool.
I would love to read all the Archie Sonic comic books there.
There's a lot. I mean, any comic lover would love that. Believe me, somebody will finance it one day.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, we've still got at this stage. There, we'll probably move on to the last item. Of the show, and that is you'll never guess who's also gone even deeper down the woke train.
Oh dear, I can. Netflix. Oh dear,
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yes.
Chick flicks.
Can we stop calling films chick flicks unless the films are literally about small baby chickens? Here's why this phrase should absolutely be retired.
Yep, nope, I'm still going to say it.
Netflix, why you do this?
And you're going to
They-
like it
you
because
know-
you take my money every month, so...
You know what? Why don't you just, just out of thing, just call it a chick flick if they want. If you want to keep taking your money, you got to let me call it a chick flick. Otherwise,
Yeah, because then there's also this matter of fact that, I mean, you're trying to limit people, in their vocabulary, but it always happens like the opposite. They just are gonna do more
not that,
and
like,
more
look,
and more and more.
it's just a stupid stretch of thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what really boggles my mind about this? Who is actually offended by this? Like, why the hell is it a bad thing to say a chick flick? It's such a common term. Like, who's actually gonna like cry over this? Like, really? Good lord.
Apparently Netflix.
Yeah.
Apparently Netflix, all right.
Look at this. They
What the
literally
heck?
said one, chick flicks are synonymous with romantic comedies and suggest that women are the only people interested in one, romance, two, comedy, blah blah blah.
Well, guess what though? Chick flicks exist because there are certain movies that are targeted specifically for women. Like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. That's specifically
Twilight.
for women, right? And if you're a guy, you can enjoy it too, sure. But they do have a target market. That's just how economics works,
Every
right?
movie has that. They have a target audience.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Indeed.
Well,
So can we not call females chicks anymore? Like, should I say strong, independent women flicks? What the hell
That
do
doesn't
you
roll
say?
off the tongue very,
Yeah, it
very,
does
very
not.
well.
Not
Yeah, it
really.
does not sound very well.
But look, I mean, out of protest though, let's basically create a section called chick flicks and put all those, all the movies like Sex and the City and Twilight on it as a first category.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, it's just but strictly deciding to exclusively call a chick flick about a movie about chickens like Chicken Run, or any
like
goofy
what?
Thanksgiving movie.
Like, no, that's not what it is. That's not what it means. Shut the fuck up, Netflix. You're not trying. You're not going to change culture. All right.
Go home, Netflix. You're drunk.
Yeah, really.
It's not Netflix and chill anymore. It's Netflix and woke.
Yeah.
Netflix and re. Netflix and re.
Oh, we got a comment from Shitmean Tank Post. He says Captain Marvel was a strong, independent whammon flick. Yes, it was.
Oof.
And you know what, though?
Very
Just as a
strong
little
women.
update to it, though, Brie Larson and Captain Marvel won the most unlikable award, and apparently they applauded it.
Oof.
Wait, huh? Yeah, didn't her like recent movie totally flop, like the unicorn thing? Whatever that was, like she totally failed, and then she's blaming like, oh, sexist, misogynist trolls that didn't like the movie.
Mm-hmm. But
Ugh,
you
I
know
don't
what?
know. But Netflix has been on this path for quite some time. I'm sure you guys have heard of what was it, like something about like white people, or like it was basically like an anti-white movie or like a show that they had. I think it was like Answers for White People or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
stupid.
that ended well, as you can
Well,
see.
no, it's crazy.
But at the end of the
Dude, you say that so often. Anyone in the audience, take a shot every time Jolt says that.
oh, for goodness
We'll all be
sake.
dead.
At the end of the day, y'all be dead by the end of the podcast.
You know what, though? Should we actually mandate a segment for when people say specific phrases as many times in
What
one
phrase
show?
do I say a lot?
I don't know.
Look, there are specific phrases that I say a lot as well, like that, for example, at the end of the day. I say sour taste a few times here and there. I say...
You say so forth a lot.
And Thingo. Thingo's a good one.
Yeah, that I say a lot because I cannot come up with the proper words at certain times.
Oh,
Believe me.
that's cute, Jolt.
Yeah,
But you
he's a
see,
cute
when we have something when we live in a timeline this crazy and so bizarre that some things just defy explanations, what kind of word do you come up with to describe it?
Right? Yeah, you're so right. Like, we live in freaking clown world at this point. It's so insane. Like, what timeline did we
Honk,
stumble
honk.
into?
What?
Oh, it's crazy. Netflix, no more chick flicks. Fuck you. What? Yeah, or you're trying to control what I fucking say? Yeah, I don't think so. If it's a chick flick, then that's what it is. All right, like it's not sexist, it's not offensive, and if you really want to cry about it, go complain on Twitter.
Well, that's what they did.
See how many people care. I don't.
But all the same token, though, at least things like these, just as a live comments, that's what that says. I'd rather torrent and watch my movies instead of get them for Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to be this. Netflix wants to be that stupid. Fine, sure, let them be that stupid. But
Do
yeah,
tell.
what a show! What a load of crazy.
Uh,
But
crazy
Woke or
world.
broke.
at the end of the day, all right, there we go. Take a hit. Take a hit. Take a hit.
Another shot, guys. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness! Honestly, if I ever had like a drinking game for this,
Well, I've been drinking all right. Some
Yeah.
Cabot Trail. It's a pretty tasty liquor. Pretty sweet. I use it in bacon every once in a while.
While we're here, there's a few shower thoughts as well. Do you think that, in light of all this, people like us could come up with better ideas when it comes to rebuilding the Notre Dame? Like way better than freaking people like the Rolling Stone ever will.
I'd put
Yeah.
a big Furry for Raiders. One of those multicolored windows on the wall.
Yeah, I have that stained glass picture. As a matter of fact, it's still here with me.
Oh yeah, on your Twitter page. Yeah, that's great.
I know, right? I could, in
Mosaic.
fact, I'd go so far as to show it to you right here, right now, and we'd put it in the centerpiece, and at least it would have the Notre Dame would still maintain its Christian soul.
I mean, if I were to rebuild it, I would just want to rebuild it like how it used to look in like the 1600s.
It's beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's beautiful.
What?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I just want to mention something really
The
quick.
fox and the squirrel.
Blue Raptor says, can we make a 2019 meme of political bullcrap? Yes. We pretty much live in clown world. That is the meme, I would say.
Yeah, that's the meme of the year, Clown World. It's taking the freaking podium right now for best meme of the year.
And
I just want to appreciate the gloriousness of that artwork. That is something else.
I know.
It's still going beyond the first place.
One day, if we have whatever means at our disposal, it will turn into reality.
Yes, we shall take over the world.
Whoa.
But I think that's pretty much, despite the fact that we are doing quite well for time. The one at a time. Do you have any little, kind of closing statements, just to round out the week that lapsed?
Obey
Okay.
your fennec overlords, peasants.
Is this literally the part where all the Fenix will take you start a Fenix supremacist movement, or
Do
they
you not hear
basic
the screaming?
The small, the screaming, the big ears.
and everybody will basically bow down to the screeching noises they make?
And your big
Whee!
ears.
Anyway, Mikhail, got anything interesting you come up with?
Well,
Oh, it's all right. Like we'll kind of skip you for a moment.
Fascinating.
nothing for a moment.
Fun. Hey, Vera,
Yeah, but by some miracle, I was able to get this together today with the help of Cross, who is, like I said, my blessed, wonderful savior. Yeah, this is a pretty fun episode, and like I said, in regards to Notre Dame, I really do hope that they can rebuild it and make it better than before. And we can't let this be, like,
The thing about Notre Dame, in my opinion, is that if it can capture the look, it should be good enough. But if you could put some things that could improve the general structure of it, go for it.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
if you
I'm
can,
saying,
like
you shouldn't let this
internal,
hinder
like
it, you know?
I think maybe what they could do is that they could make a nice little thing on the outside, but also on the inside make it structurally stable, like you said. Like maybe make the foundation stronger.
Yeah.
Put better canopies up there.
Or
That's right.
instead of using wood, maybe use, like, I don't know, metal or something.
Yeah,
Or
Some
even-
sort of
So
polymer or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of materials they can think of, too.
like you said, polymer. There's some strong polymers out there.
Yeah.
Well, there is a rebuilding effort, so I really hope that happens.
Mm.
All right, so I guess as a final word for everyone from me, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was definitely interesting making this, and I shall see you not next week because we will not be on the air, but after that we will be.
We haven't, believe it or not, we're gonna be rolling out 2 in the span of just mere days. 'Cause I'll be
Well,
heading
on
out.
Sunday, yeah, but it's not like an official podcast, like
Semi,
not
but
not on the schedule. But
it's on off the schedule. But you know what, though, there are just some exceptions that are made, and we'll make this work.
indeed,
And
indeed we
otherwise,
shall.
yeah. So the last person I skipped out, of course. You know what, Jill? You know what? Take my
Yes?
line and freaking say it.
I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. I look forward to the next one. So hope to see you guys next time. And until then.
Indeed. Yeah, but just one last reminder, all our episodes can be found on YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Google Play Store, Stitcher, and we'll be looking forward to putting in more audio services in the meantime and looking at a new streaming home. So stay tuned. We'll keep you up and afloat. And until then, farewell. Until next time.
Thanks for having us.
Until then.
Okay, thanks. Bye.